Fargo is the Coen brothers' 1996 hit, a film that's dark humor has become iconic, as well as portrayal of Americana, as it looks at Midwestern niceties, as a mask that seems to be hiding something strange and dark. Starting the film with the words "based on a true story" immediately hooks the audience into a state of belief, even though it has been argued over the years what details are true and what is made up, but honestly that's not the point. The Coen brothers love to guide us into a realm of reality that might seem familiar, with hilarious takes on stereotypes, and then let us sink into the spiral of the chaos of their second and third acts. This film follows William H. Macy's character Jerry as he attempts to extort money from his father-in-law by hiring criminals to kidnap his wife. A crazy thing to begin with, but we have this idiotic trust that somehow it will all work out right. But from the start, things are completely off as Jerry meets with Gare and Carl for the first time.
I'm not going to debate you, Jerry.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and debate. I will say this, though, what Shep told us didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Walking alongside this plotline, police officer Marge is living in what many of us would think as a nice, wholesome Midwestern married lifestyle. She's pregnant and in a seemingly loving and trustworthy relationship with her husband Norm. She's then called into the crime scene as the kidnapping has gone all wrong and she must pursue the leads of a string of murders. Fargo plays with the faces that we put on for each other and what hides behind the lies. Marge immediately jumps to trust her friend from back in high school, but soon learns that it is all an awkward lie just so he can take her out on a date, only to then realize that, hey, maybe Jerry is also lying. I think this helps center some of the main themes of the film, this idea of American hospitality, a surface level kindness and folksy gentleness, but what is underneath slowly is shown. Much like Lynch's middle work like Blue Velvet and Twin Peaks, these small towns feel like a postcard and the strange characters reel us in. But Marge still remains the heart of the film. Frances McDormand gives a genuine care to the role, but doesn't ever feel like she's playing it stupid.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
She helps us see the pointless violence of these people and gives us a home base with the lovely on-screen couple of Norm and Marge, who on surface might have meaningless concerns and conversation, but by the end we realize that's what really matters in the end. And when you talk about the Coens, you have to bring up their amazing dialogue. The film features some of their funniest lines and conversations. I just love all the lines and delivery of Carl, the character played by Steve Buscemi. His character is just ingrained in my mind.
Blood has been shed, Jerry.
And this film feels like a turning point in their filmography. There's a more clean-cut approach to the filmmaking, and I think Roger Deakins' cinematography is a major contributor to this. I love the matching opening and closing shots of the film with the cars coming over the snowy hill, and the overhead shots of isolation in the parking lot. The film never feels over-edited and runs at a beautiful pace. The Coen brothers are incredible filmmakers that would go on to create some of the most dynamic and important films of the 2000s and 2010s. But I still feel like Fargo is maybe their most taut and darkly hilarious film to date. I think it features excellent performances in the ensemble, sharp writing, and beautifully patient cinematography. I would easily give this film 4.5 to 5 stars. And if you liked Fargo, these are 3 films that I would recommend to you. For my Coen brothers pick, I would do Burn After Reading. I would also do Blue Velvet by David Lynch, and then Gone Girl directed by David Fincher. So Burn After Reading is my pick for the Coen brothers. I feel like much like Fargo, it's a film that centers around like one single story that just kind of spirals out of control and then comes back together in a really neat way that only the Coen brothers can really do. It features similar, dark humor. It's got an excellent performance from George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Frances McDormand. There's just a lot of great performances in that film. It's one that's a little bit less celebrated, but I think you should really check it out if you haven't. And for Blue Velvet, I haven't been able to talk much about David Lynch. David Lynch is my favorite filmmaker of all time, and I think Blue Velvet is an excellent comparison for Fargo. David Lynch, much like the Coen brothers, has these very distinct characters that can only fit into their world. And I just think a lot about Blue Velvet when I watch this film, particularly the Americana background in which both the Coens and David Lynch love to play in. So for my final pick, I went with Gone Girl by David Fincher. It's an excellent film. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's a film that deals with very interesting themes on marriage, but I felt like it kind of worked in the same sphere with the murder mystery plot. And I just think that David Fincher is another director that also has such a grasp of America, but this time through media, and it's a really good film if you have not seen it. Thanks everyone for watching. If you want to join this film-loving community, like and subscribe. I have some more videos from the In Review series, as well as some more recent films that have come out, and I hope you'll have a great day.